Good afternoon, this is Renetta Jones speaking. I'm here with one of my designs that I worked on. It's supposed to be a perpetual motion clothes washer, which is not quite perpetual motion, but nonetheless I realize I can keep the design and utilize it anyway. It's a non-electric clothing washer, and I designed it in June in 2014, and I designed it for basically people who are poor. The design is basically simple. It's made out of a durable plastic material, and it's mounted up on either side. That holds the barrel in the middle. It's basically mounted up on either side with either a plastic or it can be wood. I try to go with materials that are either low cost or materials that are a combination of low cost materials or materials that can be found in the community of someone that was poor. So a barrel could be something that that they can find in a poor country, and then it can be mounted on wooden stilts. So this here is the where you would do the washing, and this here would be a prototype of where you would do where there would be like a rinsing, and you would basically spin it and allow it to spin to get the excess water out. And this design here is a dual design where you have the washer and the spin dryer at once. So basically what I did with this design, my goal with this design was to basically alleviate some of the burden that women in third world countries or developing nations face, which is a lot of bending over to bathe, bending over to cook, bending over to do laundry. It's a lot of bending over, and the pressure that would have on a woman's back later on in life. I wanted to alleviate some of those burdens by designing this it's non-electrical clothing washer. And these designs can be copied and duplicated. This design I don't mind. This design I don't mind it being duplicated and given to the poor, and given to the poor for free. If it's being sold to the poor, I mind. But if it's being created and given to the poor at maybe like $2, $3, $4, $5, that I don't think is a problem. But if it's anything above $5, anything above $10 US, I do mind. So if it's duplicated and given to the poor, I don't mind them having it. But anything over $10, I do mind. So this is one of the designs that I came up with. I'll just do a close-up. So this is the washer, and it's mounted onto the dryer. This is the dryer right there. Or this is a single unit with the washer and the dryer on the inside. Again, if this design is copied and it's given away to the poor, or it's sold to them at an extremely low value, I don't mind at all. $5, $10, it's not a problem, because the burden on a woman in a third world country having to bend over to cook, bend over to take care of the children, bend over to clean, bend over to wash, it would cause a lot of strain on the woman. So I wanted to alleviate some of that burden by designing home appliances for them to alleviate some of the strain and the stress they have to work with on a daily basis. So that's one of it. Thank you. Okay, this is Renetta Jones again, and this is one of my designs for a waterless toilet. And again, this design was to assist those in developing countries with sanitary with sanitary and hygiene purposes, for sanitary and hygiene purposes. This is a waterless toilet, and basically it kind of looks like a trash can, but it's not. Here we see that there's an attachable seat. It's made out of durable plastic. There's an attachable seat that goes to the top, and there's a part here. Let's take a closer look. This is the attachable seat that's mounted to the top. This is for the urine, so a man can stand up and use it as a urinal, and a woman can sit down, and it separates. What it does is it separates the hard waste from the liquid waste. And here we see that the hard waste goes towards the back and the liquid waste goes towards the front. Now, for the hard waste, in a third world country, what I suggest is that this component, which can be detached, can be filled with it can be filled with dirt, it can be filled with grass, it can be filled with dirt, grass, leaves, and once it reaches up, there's a dual cover on it. So that way the attachable seat comes with the cover, and the top comes with the cover. So there's two covers that protects it and seals and traps the odors in here. It also has 3 vents at the back that comes with an attachable hose that can be attached through the house, and the air can be funneled outdoors. Both can be detached, separated, and the waste can be disposed of in a more sanitary manner. It can be buried, and the urine can be used to fertilize the soil. Not necessarily the plants, but fertilize the soil. I also designed a heating type solution at the bottom, instrument at the bottom. And this kind of heating device, it's experimental, and what I wanted to do was apply heat to stones that would allow the hard materials to dry up. So if we were to use the vents, if we were to use the hose would funnel air out for the hard materials, and then the heat at the bottom would allow the hard waste to deteriorate at a much rapid rate. And this is what it looks like at the back, and this is what it looks like closed. Again, this design was designed for those living in third world countries or developing nations that don't have access to proper sanitation. It can also be used for rapid response and rapid hygiene in emergency circumstances. If someone were to duplicate this and give it away to the poor for free, I don't have a problem with it. But if it gets sold above $10 US, I have a problem with it, because it's designed to be very affordable and to be given to the poor. So anything above $10, I do have a problem with it being manufactured and sold to the poor. Okay, thank you. Okay, good afternoon. This is Renetta again. Back here with one of my crazy designs. This design I call the electrical stamp. I designed this on the 4th of August 2015, and I'll basically tell you how it works. The electrical stamp is a stamp that works with electricity. You plug it into the wall, and this part here prompts you to take a picture. Each stamp comes with its own serial number. You type in your name, you type in your address, your telephone number, the date, and you put in your signature. Once you take the picture and you type in the necessary information, which cannot be changed, it's a personal stamp and it can never be changed to someone else's personal identification, you can use it to stamp all your professional documents. So for example, if you were an artist and you don't have monies to get your works copywritten, this stamp would authenticate your document. You can also, the stamp also would come with a database online. There's 2 USB ports with a database online that would verify your documents online. You stamp your documents and now you can publish your documents online, and you can publish your documents within a database for authentication. Witnesses in the database would witness the stamp on your documents, giving you safety in your copyrights. Okay, so for those who don't have money to register their copyrights, this is just another added protection to protect a person's copyrights. Okay. Okay, so that's basically the e-stamp, or the electrical stamp. This is what it looks like. Okay, have a great day. Okay. Good afternoon. This is Renetta again with her crazy designs.